What's up? What's up?
Shit is always already fucked up anytime we're here.
It's the Sace and Soulfly show. We have not been with you guys in forever. Don't worry about it. We're here now.
I am.
And we're already cutting up, as you can see.
Could be a UFO. You never know. I could have been kidnapped. I could have been possibly trafficked and staged my own possible murder. Who knows where the fuck I've been? Well, you've been outside.
I've been outside.
Like,
I've been traveling and canoodling with my man. I have a man now.
Round of applause for courtship. Yeah.
Like, I like it. Like, I know y'all see my face. I like it. But I was like, bitch, we were supposed to be single together. Then I get online because I was away from Facebook. And then I see a post. But I was alerted by the post from somebody else. Like, so
you got secondhand information.
Right. Like,
we got the secondhand.
So your sis was in a relationship. She kindly let every man know, do not enter into this inbox.
Do not.
Inbox.
Get out of them hoes. Immediately.
Listen. And it's already like that, but it's all good. Y'all already know where you're at yet. The Sace and Soulfly show.
What's up?
I apologize that we have been gone for so long. But sometimes we need to take off from you niggas. You niggas and you wiggers, we be needing to take off from y'all because y'all be stressing us.
I feel you. Listen, I don't get to take off, but I definitely feel y'all. So
Yeah, right.
I enjoyed
one of the hardest working men in this motherfucker. I ain't lying.
How many shows are you producing, Caution?
Ooh.
Exclusively?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I count this one, like 5 exclusively, and then it's probably like just a plethora of others that I do here and there.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And then you're doing all these shows. You're still a musician.
Yes.
Your husband.
Yeah.
Your father.
Yeah.
Definitely those things.
A family man. a brother. Everything. And you work for a living.
Yeah, I do. It's just crazy.
When do you sleep, my nigga?
Like it's
you get in about 4 hours and you feel good. You know what I'm saying? 4 hours and a cup of coffee, you get it going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
we commend you, my brother.
It's worth it.
And appreciate
you. It
you.
is. It's worth it. You know what I'm saying? We choose these things for ourselves because this is kind of the plan that you had in place. So.
Well, the plan I had in place has changed. I would like to find a nice young old man to retire me.
A young old man.
Young and old at the same time.
At the same time, like I want his mind to be good, but I want his dick not to work. Cause he ain't getting none, and we need to make a fair exchange. Like I can spend time with you, but I can't do nothing for you, and I need funds for that.
So why don't you just get a cougar? Well, she gotta be in.
No, I tried the cougar. That bitch was crazy. I can't. No.
They bite.
Right. Hard.
They bite.
Hard.
Man, them goddamn teeth is strong. You know what I mean? Them shit's been there for a minute. Just either way, we gotta get into the shit. Relationship.
Of course,
shit.
you know where we starting off.
All right, so let's do it. We're not gonna be petty out the gate. I'm gonna ask you, sissy, should love be a sacrifice?
Oh,
that's a good question.
Absolutely not.
Tell us about it.
I feel like, and I'm sure this answer has changed for me over the years at this point in my life, because I know who I am, what I want, what I don't want, what makes me happy, what fucks up my energy, what causes me to vibrate high, what brings me to low vibrations. Because I know these things, I do not feel like love should be a struggle in no type of form or fashion. Now, when I compromise, yes, because two people are not going to be exactly the same. However, I do believe that it makes sense to be in a relationship with somebody who you are compatible with, who you have a lot of things in common with, who you truly like, who is a great friend. And that will kind of keep you, I feel like, from having a whole lot of angst or chaos in the midst of that relationship.
But is sacrifice always gonna be angst or chaos though? Like this, you
not
know?
necessarily. I mean, I just feel like compromise is a better word, and what makes more sense to me, I guess.
You know, compromise. We've had that discussion with about that clip with Eartha Kitt.
Oh yes.
When she basically laughed in the face of, like compromise. Why would I do that? Which I still go back and forth on that message, because I do feel like there's certain areas in our lives that we shouldn't have to compromise or sacrifice for, even when we're talking about for the love of our lives. But there's some things that are gonna have to be compromised and sacrificed when you're bringing two people together. Even no matter, even if you guys have all of this in common, or if you're, you know, in that newness and that heavenly stage of things, at some point you're gonna find a space where somebody lose. Goddamn, that's what a compromise is. Sometimes
I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, like, when I think sacrifice, I do think you're giving up something, right? Or you're losing something.
But isn't that compromise too?
Compromise, I feel like more or less is a conversation, and you come to some type of agreement.
Okay.
At the end of it, to where neither person is necessarily not losing anything, but like Caution said, you're just making adjustments, or you're adapting to a situation.
I won't stay out till 1 in the morning no more. I'll come in at 11. I make sure I'm in at 11. You know what I'm saying? That's a compromise. As opposed to nigga don't go out at all. That's a sacrifice. Like, you not going out at all, I'm gonna just stop going out, period. So I get it. That makes sense.
I mean, but it could be a situation. I just read something somewhere where it was like, you tell a woman, hey, I'm gonna come in whatever the fuck I get ready to, and the woman simply replied that's okay, but we will be having sex promptly at 7 p.m. every night. So is that a compromise or a sacrifice? Because you can go out with your homeboys, but you need to be here at 7.
You know, I just don't know. I don't know I don't know if the point of that is just making sure she herself is good to go before you go out, or if she's saying you let that off with me, and that way you don't be thinking about it. Because in that case, if it's the latter, that doesn't really work, because some men have great appetites, and that shit don't matter.
That battery recharge quick.
All right, I'm outside. I'm back out of here.
Exactly.
I'm just a little tamer. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder what her point was in that.
Nah, I think the only thing you sacrifice is time. That's the biggest sacrifice. The time you would spend doing anything else. I'm gonna spend this on you. That's it for me. I don't see any other sacrifice. Because if I'm agreeing to be in a situation, then I'm agreeing to go with whatever comes along with it. So, if you got to sacrifice something, that means it's either something you shouldn't be doing, probably, or something that shouldn't be there, that's hindering the relationship in general. You know what I mean? So,
and how far do you even get? You know, like, if you're talking about love and sacrifice, I'm like, damn, if I had to do a lot of sacrifice, and did I even, like, at what point do I get to this love thing? Like,
did you find your partner if you have to sacrifice so much of yourself? And I found myself in those positions where you're just sacrificing so much of yourself, and you get to a point where you gotta look in the mirror and you're like,
who the fuck am I now?
I'm not even me no more.
Yeah, like I ain't even on my shit no more. Like, and once you get outside of that, and it's kind of like anybody that's been in any situation where you feel like you're held captive of something, that's where I feel like you're having to sacrifice. So I can understand the difference between sacrifice and the compromise, but I think it is a tough conversation to have, because when you're speaking of love, you're trying to make all of these right decisions right away, not knowing that there's so many stages in you guys' love. And Caution is our prime example of that. You guys have been together 82 years.
Since the Civil Rights Movement.
And I'm pretty sure you guys have had to go through various changes, various different compromises. Maybe the compromise that you asked for 10 years ago ain't the same today. Maybe you just don't give a fuck today.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe something that you didn't care about back then, now you care about.
And I think that's what happens naturally. It's just like, even like you said, going out with your boys. Like, now when I think about it, like, how often do I fucking do that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that used to be a big deal.
How often do you really even want to, though?
That's what I'm saying. You really don't even think about it because, you get to a phase where you do everything together.
Yeah.
And so there's a certain level of connection you have to where it's like, should I have more fun with you than I do with anybody else? Like, why am I get a group of niggas together and me and you could just go? You know what I'm saying? So I think as you gradually grow with a person, those things naturally happen if it's supposed to happen.
Which is why I think friendship in a relationship is like massively important. I saw a quote today, or somebody made a comment that the reason why his relationship with his wife has lasted for so long is because they, number one, really, really like each other.
Facts.
Not just love, they really like each other.
And that goes back to something that, shout out to Goody, who's traveling all over the world.
What up, Goody?
One of the things she said to me, we were doing some panel or whatever, and there was a question that was asked, or however it was posed, and she said it was important for, we all know, Tazamason to actually like her. So then that segues into, would you rather have like than love in your relationship? I know we want both, but if you had to choose, which one do you want?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a stepping stone. I mean, I just don't feel like you get to love if you don't like.
Or do you fall out of?
I love some of my family, but I don't like all of them.
But that's I don't know. Family is different.
Yeah.
That's a different type of relationship.
Okay.
That's a different type of relationship. When you grow up with somebody, you start to, and you're like, man, I love them because that's my family.
Yeah.
But then you grow and you find out, oh, that's a motherfucker right there, and I don't like their ass at all, which is okay, but you still love them.
Right.
In a romantic relationship, I don't see even getting to the love part if
Without
I'm not
like.
in like.
Yeah, it's impossible.
So how soon is too soon from like to love? And is there a destination? Come on, Caution. Talk to me.
I'm laughing because this is my wife. She's full of shit for one. And she tried to tell me, and I know she gonna see this. She tried to tell me that I told her I love her a week after I met her, and I'm like, nigga, that never happened. Like, where did this story come from?
Come on, Caution. Be honest.
I said what I did do though is, I made the initial move to make it like the next level. Like, I don't want to just talk after a week.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want this to be the real thing. So that I remember. But she told me I told her I love her in a week. I'm like, nigga, you wasn't doing that much. Like, come on. But I don't know. I don't think it is. I think if you feel it though, you feel it. And I don't maybe you can kind of wait it out.
Limit.
You know what I'm saying? But what if it materializes into what you thought it was all along? So you probably fucking fell in love after the first day.
Yeah. I still don't believe in the object of, or the idea of love at first sight, because it's a whole bunch of lust that wraps up into that first. Like, I saw what I saw.
I told my boo he had me at hello, and I mean that. And I had him at hello, so
it was just like, I knew you was gonna be the one.
Like, we saw each other and we was like, oh, thank God it's not a catfish. And then it was just, we've been together ever since.
Nice.
Literally.
How was the initial connection? Like, how did y'all even?
Online.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, on an app.
On an app.
Nice.
Which me and you have talked about these apps.
We met on an app.
That's crazy.
Which I very rarely get on them, and I just had the mind to do it for whatever reason. And we connected, and I connected with several people on the app, talked to a few of them, but he was the only one that I actually met up with and had a really good connection with. And from the first day we met, we've been together ever since, literally.
So, had you had any success prior to now with the apps, or was it just
in dating? Yes, but it never led to anything serious.
Okay.
So, like some of the guys that I met over the years from apps, I still talked to for several years, like here and there, but it was, to be frank, it was just more of a sexual thing here and there. It just never turned into anything serious. But my mindset this time around was so completely different than it was before when I was on apps.
Yeah.
This time I was like, I don't care how a person looked or what they said in their bio. If the little thing didn't say looking for a long-term relationship or looking for a marriage, I didn't, I swiped the other direction on them off top.
I had to come to terms with myself with something that I like. That is no longer good for me. and that's the ratchets.
Thank God.
I love a good ratchet.
Oh my God.
You ain't got the back for that no more, okay? Like, we getting up there. We ain't got the backs for all that no more. Whether that be whatever activity that is, whether it's you having a fight, whether you having a fuck, we don't have that no more, Sace. Like, we don't, fam. You gotta let it go.
Damn it,
Sace, you got a milestone coming up.
I had to look at myself when I had got on that there app, and I kept looking at them young children in the early 30s, and they got middle fingers up.
Oh, no.
And they lips black as fuck. They eyelashes longer than my hair. They got their ass cheeks out. And I was like,
wearing them shorts that's unbuttoned. The unbuttoned shorts.
So I had to realize, in order for me to get changed,
gotta know yourself.
It was a hard revelation to come, because ratchets is fun. Let me tell you something. They gonna fuck you real good, but they gonna fuck you up simultaneously.
Listen, mentally, financially, emotionally.
Yeah. They might throw some shit at you, and you like, we just arguing about what we was gonna eat. So I don't know how we got towards the TV being thrown at my head. So I had to, that was one of the things that I had to acknowledge about apps is you're very quickly presented with your type.
Sure.
You're and you only got a quick little bio. Carson doesn't have to worry about this type of shit anymore. You got a quick little bio, and you got to make a decision. And for me, being on the apps was just like, I am so sick of having the conversation over and over and over and over.
That's why I've always gotten on those, and then I get off. As soon as I connect with a couple of people, I'm out of there. Right. Like, I never sit on there, because then you would just be on there forever having conversations with all these people. And who has time for that, first of all?
That get to know you phase is like a Lord.
And I think that's something for somebody like me who was traditionally in long-term relationships. I know, guys. I know. Shut up. Traditionally, being in a long-term relationship, you're so used to the person. You guys know each other. Yes. You know your likes, your dislikes. You know your loves. You know what. I know what to go get you when I'm at Whataburger. Like we got this thing down to, if I stop at a store, I can look at a shirt and be like, that's her or whatever. And you get out of that habit. So the getting to know you part in the dating stage is
a lot.
It's just too much, because we keep asking the same fucking question. I don't give a fuck what your favorite color is. What I need to know.
There gotta be tiers to that shit. Like tier 1 is like favorite color, food, place to go, things to do. That's tier 1.
Listen, but I skip all of them shit. Yeah. I go right to the
tier 3.
The point.
Do you like your mama? That's what I need to know. Like,
is there any childhood trauma that we need to be working on right now?
Are you in therapy?
Are you still actively in a relationship right now?
Right now.
Let's get those things out the way.
Or are you with someone that thinks y'all are in a relationship?
That's a big deal too.
Do y'all still live together?
Oh my God.
Y'all are roommates.
Listen, now y'all roommates.
Facts.
But y'all don't sleep. Hey, I've been accused of that. That was a fun time.
I gotta pick you up when I come get you at the corner store. Why?
Facts. Never. I can't come to your house. Secret kids.
Yeah, good question.
Listen.
Secret criminal backgrounds.
Yeah.
Do you want kids? Do you have, or do you want kids?
Do you want to be married?
That's normally the first question I would ask, because I can't have no more and don't want no more.
My questions are do you want to be married? Do you want to have kids?
Yeah.
And the biggest one of all, which I don't know why we having this, are you out to your mama and daddy? Because
yes.
Because
that's a big question.
If you're not, let's not. I've been a dyke for too long to go back into the closet. I don't even know where the closet is located no more.
Hell no.
I've been out the closet for well over 25 years. Like I came out the closet when I came out my mama. So that's how long I've been out the closet.
That'd be wild as hell to have to fake it for somebody at this grown age that we at now. Like, I'm not hiding the damn
That shit is wild to me.
I think think for me, it's not even about hiding it, because I can totally respect there's people in your life that you just maybe you don't want to have that conversation. But as for me and my personality, I am who I am. You're either gonna accept it or you're not. Right. And what I'm not gonna do is hide who I am because it makes you uncomfortable.
And
because you're a jerk. It makes me uncomfortable. But
outside of sexuality, I feel the exact same way. Like exactly. I'm not going to compromise who I am as a person to make you or any of your people comfortable. Sorry.
I think this is the perfect time to use the word sacrifice. I'm not about to sacrifice who I am, who I've become, and who I've worked. You've either worked hard to be something, and simultaneously you've worked hard to not be something. So you've unlearned a whole bunch of things, and to have to go back into any closet about who you are as a person, I think is stupid. If you're over 30, why are you still in the closet for anything in life? Except for if you're doing drugs. Come on, bruh. Go get you some help.
Get off of them. Especially if they hard drugs.
Hey, y'all be careful out there, because what that F word is fucking y'all up. Y'all need to be chill.
And it's in everything, apparently.
Everything. You can't even buy weed no more from somebody you don't trust. So,
but that's for all you fancy niggas that just put weed in grinders. You better touch that shit, bro. For real, you better touch it. You know it's in there if you touch it, dog. Hell no, that shit go right through your pores.
Really?
Yeah. All right. I seen like a graphic of it that shows how much you need. Like a deadly dose of it is like if you sprinkle a little salt. Like literally is that much.
Yeah, it's that powerful.
How do people intake that at all then? I don't get it.
Robots. I don't know what it is.
I just seen a clip. I think that was on YouTube where people are like slumped over. I was afraid of heroin because of the lean that you see somebody on heroin, and it's like as soon as they hit that shit, they just go to leaning. And something like that has always just terrified me, because you realize you don't have control over it, and now this substance now is your life, like almost instantaneously.
I knew it wasn't for me when they said it was better than sex. I was like, I'm probably good.
Come on, man. Like, I don't want shit that's
like,
better than
sex. Weed ain't that good. Like, it's not. I'm sorry. If you gave me the option, I just seen niggas do wild shit on hard drugs. I'm good. That's my biggest fear.
Way wild shit. Anything I can't control, because I'm a control freak. I ain't trying to go down there. But shit, we gonna get into some hot topics. Let's do it. So you said there was a doctor that has suggested that they have body cams just like the police officers.
A black doctor that works at Harvard, or she's whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So a black lady doctor, but she overheard some of her colleagues basically joking and saying, "Oh, he's just another criminal," joking and talking very poorly about a young black kid that had been shot and was dying.
Wow.
And she was so appalled by it, she suggested and said, "Okay, well, now medical professionals, especially in these settings where it's like the ERs and places like this that are treating random people at any given time, they also need to wear body cams." So what is your take or thought on that, Sace?
I mean, there's twofold to that, because you're also gonna get to see how we are treated, but there could come a time where there's something that I don't want to be seen, right? So that'll be interesting if that were to get put into play. How much of the body cam are we really going to be able to see? Because they're blurring out shit when they have body cams with the police officers now. But what I really think it just comes down to is what they call bedside manner. I've experienced that even with dealing with my mother when she was sick, like just the delivery of the message of, did nobody tell you had cancer all over your body? Like, I was ready to squat up. These people are not taught to have compassion. No empathy in these situations. And of course we know when we're talking about black women who are dying because of childbirth, how many times have we gone to the doctor over and over and over and over again? You've gone to
there's nothing wrong with you. Your pain is in your mind.
Right. You at the emergency room 6 times in a 30-day time span, and they keep telling you nothing's wrong. And then when something freak happens to you, or the unfortunate untimely passing of you, now we have questions. We also have questions when you feel like she went in there healthy, he went in there healthy,
right, and didn't come out,
right. So I think it's a good thing, but I'm also like, those doctors are gonna. You
think about HIPAA violations and things of that nature when you think about putting body cams on doctors and what type of information can go out. So I feel like it's not a bad idea, but it would have to be, of course, not public information. And then in that case, if that was a thing, then who is monitoring this and what type of biases do they have? Like, and are they gonna know what is, makes sense or doesn't, as far as when it comes to, like you said, compassion and tact and things of these nature.
And when can that information be subpoenaed, in a sense? Like, is this every time we feel away? Because, when you lose somebody and it's a tragic moment, you could be feeling away when in reality it could be, it just was their time. Or I think that would get really, really murky just because of what we're dealing with. Because you're dealing with somebody's health, you're dealing with family, you're dealing with my body was probably open or whatever the case. But it would be interesting because we know that they talking hella shit back there. And this is not the
talking crazy and energy fucked up. And to me, all of that makes a difference in people's healing.
Yeah, this is not, I don't think they're in the position, you don't have a position where you should be able to talk trash about your client in a discussion.
Yes.
Like, if you want to talk trash about your client, be a customer service rep.
Exactly.
But other than that, I think it's a great idea, but I think it's going to be a lot of fucking red tape and shit. We can't even agree to put abortion back on the bill. So let's go.
So next topic, since we're talking about politics a little bit now. Yesterday or day before, Mitch McConnell, in the middle of a press conference with his old raggedy ass.
He is 712.
Froze.
Did.
While in the middle of a press conference, and somebody had to come get him and usher him off. And when he came back, he still couldn't really hardly talk. All he could say is, oh, okay. There needs to be term limits. Yeah. And I don't know how to get that into law, considering that the motherfuckers that are there are the ones that are voting. The only thing I can think of is that people really, really need to kind of wake up. And believe me, I was one of those people for a long time that's like, oh, voting doesn't matter. In your local elections, it absolutely does. Yeah. So these motherfuckers that are in Congress, in the Senate, in the House, etc., that are voted in by way of the votes, people, the younger generation particularly, we really, really need to get people in power that are not 90 years old. Yeah. Like, these old white people need to go ahead and go on. Yeah. They need to get out of there.
Sure need to. They been should have changed this, like, just like they do the terms on presidents and so forth, and you can only run twice. Cool. That I think we should do that as well, because it gives the opportunity to usher in. Sorry about that. A new way of thinking, and that's the problem.
Something that's like relevant to the times. Like, people who are 70, 80 years old are gonna be so far out of touch of what is actually going on that affects the majority of the population.
Absolutely.
It just doesn't make sense for people that old to have that much power in their hands when it comes to the population.
Well, we'll see what they do, because they're going to keep doing whatever they do. They're going to keep doing and having long ass sessions about the reality of UFOs, because somebody said that we was the only ones that live in this big ass universe.
Right. If you know me, you know I am a conspiracy theory person. So first of all, I've been into UFOs since forever. They used to joke when I was younger, and I would always say I'm always looking up at the sky because I was waiting on Scotty and them to come and get me. Okay, but so I've always been into UFOs and learning about it, and the organizations that do, track down the information and all that. So I've believed in it since forever. But it was really interesting to watch this 2.5 hour session that Congress just had, centered around UAPs is what they call them now.
Why the fuck did they change the name? That's why I'm upset
aerial phenomena, whatever it is. But anyway, UFOs. So it was a really, really interesting session where they had people who have been like either in the armed forces or top, like the highest level of security clearance, sharing information about, yes, we see them all the time. Our pilots, commercial pilots and military pilots see them all the time. They even have to talk about them when they're in training because they know that they're going to see them and how to handle that, and how these objects or whatever they may be are so far beyond anything that's in our scope or capability as far as knowledge and technology that there's no way we would be able to defend ourselves even a little bit if something were to go down. And what does that mean about humankind and all this type of stuff? It was just so interesting. I highly recommend go to YouTube or wherever, look it up, Congress session on UAPs. It was really interesting to finally hear people who are in power, if you will, because they really don't have none, talking about these topics and subjects.
Listen, we can barely fight off some of the niggas that's here on this planet. So when the UFOs finally come here, I would like them to know I'm not with them.
Whoa,
and I would like to know what kind of outfit I need to go to Jupiter. That's gonna allow me to survive on the fucking planet. And I would also like to go to Saturn for vacation and see, because I feel like that's a great ring situation there. So I don't even want to even join in on the fight against the UFOs. And why the fuck are we trying to prepare our Space Force for this shit?
To do what?
No, we can't do shit. Like they literally said, whatever the technology is so many
light years
ahead of us that it's not even funny. There's really ain't shit we can do. So hopefully what they're doing is trying to figure out how to kumbaya when the motherfuckers like start landing in mass.
Again, when the girl wrote the song that Earth is Ghetto, like we really live in the hood of the universe. Like this is the projects of the universe.
Song. Shout out to her.
So anyway, just real quick, want to say R.I.P. to Sinead O'Connor, and also R.I.P. to is it Gilly the Kid's son who tragically lost his life to gun violence. Yeah, so it's been a lot of things that's been going on in the world, which I'm glad that I took my hiatus from social media because I felt like as soon as I got back, along with a host of Dallas musicians over the last 3-4 weeks.
R.I.P. to Daniel Jones and there's several others.
Yeah, it's been so many. So just sending my love and support again. You guys check on your friends. Me and Keisha, we do this faithfully. We do a quick check-in. I got some other friends. We'll just send some quick emojis. Sometimes that's all we need from our friends. We don't always have long ass conversations to give, but sometimes it's just, bro, you alive? You chill?
Exactly. It's important.
Again, as we've stated in prior situations and prior podcasts, sometimes you also just need to be honest. If you're not okay, find somebody that you trust to say, I don't feel all right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that is the greatest difference between things. And while I'm on air, let me go ahead and shout out my sis and so many other sisters, but you in particular. When I reached out and was like, bro, it's not gonna happen. Like I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm anxious, I don't have it in me. And you were right there like, all right, we good, we're gonna get this together, and you were super supportive. So thank you for being a sister from another mister as always. So gotta shout that out.
My pleasure.
And then but while we doing all that, y'all know why we here.
Oh shit.
Y'all know why we're here.
Are we transitioning right now?
We are transitioning. I had to get all the lovey-dovey shit out of the way because I realized...
Because now we finna be nasty.
I'm not going to be nasty. But I would like to draw to your attention. I have sent both of you the picture. We going to start it right. We're going to start it right. When you do
like this one.
This position is doable for every single person.
Yes.
You can call it what you want. I like to call it open the floodgates.
Yes, that's good. That's a good one.
Because this is one of those positions you might have to hold her legs, or maybe she or he is flexible enough to hold her own legs.
That's why I tend to grab mine right there from the knee area. And
but see that fucks up that V. That fucks up. Now you're Now you're like a broken down roach.
No, I didn't say I bend the knee. I'm just saying I'm giving myself a little push, a little hold up.
A little hold, so you hold it about right here behind the knee. But it's behind the knee.
No, Caution, holding them up. Yeah.
Caution, how you feel about?
I'm with that.
You with this one?
This is a good one.
Yeah, this has definitely been in the arsenal for a while.
It's a go-to. Like it's one of the ones that if you have not perfected this one, I don't know what to tell you. Because
this is good too, because like where her hand is right there, that's when you got your little bullet right there on the clip. That's that right there.
I can see a bullet being there. I can
access.
And the young man, I'm glad that we have this particular picture because there was a question asked, do I need my glasses when I'm having sex? I would prefer to have them on, but I can't see. And this young man has on his glasses.
He does.
So we're going to move on to another one that I know for sure Caution is going to enjoy.
All right.
And we're going to go with this one. We're going to go with this one.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Take a look. And I don't even know what to call this.
This looks like a woman eating a man's ass while he's laying on top of her.
I feel like this is called the You Got Me Fucked Up.
Ain't no way.
That's definitely what Caution thinks about this one for sure.
Come on, Caution.
What's happening here?
Yeah.
Caution. Every show I got to tell you, put your legs up, sir.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
I'm not even gonna try that.
There's so much going on there that's just so wrong.
For the first time in the history of Sace and Soulfly.
Really? You're not gonna try this one?
I'm a pass.com on that one.
Why you passing on this one?
Because I don't want my man's ass in my face like that, and he's too big for me to do that. He's like 6 feet something.
I'm gonna have to just sit on top of you.
Yeah, you can't even sit. You can't even sit in this position. You can't sit on her unless it's me in this case. I'm the only one that could do this.
Right? Because you could do this one.
I could, but I ain't. Because again, this is called the You Got Me Fucked Up.
You got you a BBW though. That might be like a comfy layback.
That's called. But here's the thing. Now I would try this, but see, I have a problem with control, and I feel like I'm gonna get that bear grip on me. Like when a bitch do me like this, now I want to fight. Now I'm punching you in the top of your head because you won't let me the fuck go.
It ain't no way in hell this is happening. I don't care what planet.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this.
I think you guys should do it.
My man way too big for that shit.
And the next one and the final one that we're gonna do for the evening, because I always do that. Let's play a game of Twister, but we're gonna do it sexually. Why do white people come up with this? Because I know this is a white thing. This is if they white, naked. They might.
This just naked Twister, because it ain't no penetration or nothing happening here.
No, y'all just wrapped around each other.
I don't understand why we gotta play Twister to fuck.
We're not gonna make it that far. Listen, the moment the clothes come off, this game is dead. I'm throwing this whole mat out the way. Get this shit out of here. Why is this here?
You might need. Hold on. To be fair, you might need the mat.
That's true though.
You might need the mat.
That's true. Leave the map there.
Yeah, because that gets all the fluids off the carpet.
Put your hand on the green, bitch. Your foot ain't on the red. Quit playing. I can see that. Maybe if you want to get creative, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Red and green.
Maybe play roll the dice. Maybe you will get interested.
It could get interesting, but I think it's going to be a whole bunch of laughter involved with this as well. Sure. And before we walk out of here, I just want to say that I read an article that's telling me that spooning and missionary non-penetrative is the best way for you to last longer. Let me tell you something. Yeah.
What's a missionary non-penetrative? That sounds like a lay. Is that just a lay here and do nothing?
You just lay on top of it with your penis, Eric, I guess.
It's like a hunching situation.
I mean, of course you're not going to come if that's what if you're not up in there. Well, That makes sense.
Certain niggas, I done heard stories.
Well, yeah, I remember in my teenage years, I done had a motherfucker that just touch him and it's done.
And spooning, if you are in that thing, I don't think spooning is another safe way.
No,
I think I think the safest way to last longer is to just think on it.
Yeah, mental fortitude.
Yeah,
mental fortitude.
See, a lot of men get caught up on that first go round, and it's like sometimes you got to get that out the way, bro. Like get that one out the way, and then
get your energy back.
Yeah, then it's not a fucking race. Get that one out the way if you have to. That's the anticipation joint. You know what I'm saying? Then you can build from there.
I don't have that problem.
Yeah,
sometimes I have that problem, but sometimes
I had situations, bro, where like it's been like a person that I really, really wanted to fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I finally get to that point, and like she didn't tease me the whole evening. Like the whole evening, you didn't like play with me this whole night, and we finally get there, and it's like, well,
what had happened was,
I mean,
you done. It's like shit for now.
Like I said, Tank said it in the song. Like it's been a while, so this first one might come real soon, and you just need to, ladies, men, whoever's involved, just let it go.
Women are prepared for that. You know, I mean, not necessarily, but I think we understand that because we've been around long enough to know. Oh, okay, that was that first one.
But I think adult women also know the power of the thing that they possess.
That's true.
That young
of the pussy.
Yeah, that thing there, they done learn how to grip with it and hold things. They can pick up chains with it. They can make it talk like a little Seymour, activity, and the shit just doing stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? And when she wants you to arrive at your destination, I believe that women are able to put not necessarily sex magic. She just put that thing on them. Now what you do? You are caught up in a situation, sir. How do you pull out? How you do it? How do you do it? That's why some of you got so many kids. Caution.
No, listen, my intent was never to. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Caution said he wasn't coming up out of there, ma'am.
Nah.
I'm here now.
It wasn't. There was no intent. It was all planned.
Well, I kept it as smooth as I could. We have a couple
of hot topics.
We do. Left. I know. Shout out to Shikari.
Oh yeah.
Doing her thing.
I love it. She's kicking ass and taking names. You can tell she's grown.
And you can tell she got a little PR training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Needed it.
I like the way she took that wig off. On that thing, and I was like, why would you leave your wig on these people's track?
I'll be right back for it.
I love it. I'm all with the ratchet ghetto piece of her and just her being able to be herself, but in a more adult way.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I would say the next thing, and we should have just touched on this in relationship shit. Beyonce knows mama is getting a divorce. And why?
I don't know, and I don't even know that we even care that much. So
we have to care because it's Beyonce.
And I love Tina. She is almost like 70.
Once you left Mr. Knowles, it didn't matter anymore. You have to get married. You got the money, you got the acclaim, the name, keep it. Just do what you want to do.
People still want to be in relationships, though, Caution, even when they're older.
You don't got to get married again, though.
So you're saying that if whatever happens at let's say 65, you're not remarrying.
At 65?
65.
Maybe I'm just speaking ahead, but I just feel like if this doesn't work, I probably won't get married again.
Yeah, like 65 though, when I think about it though, the only reason why I'm marrying you at 65 is to make sure somebody can identify my body.
Yeah, like for the legal pieces of it, like can this person be at my bedside? Can they sign for me? Can they do the things that need to be done if I'm incapacitated? And do I trust them to do that? So those things are important.
I think the older people get married due to they long for that companionship, especially those who have been married for a really long time and maybe
their spouses passed,
or whatever the case may be, even if they got a divorce, because we're hearing more and more there are women like wising up and it's like, I was married to him for 32 years, I divorced him. you did what? 32 years? So
I'm good, and I'm taking care of myself and into myself and all that. And I know that the same is true. Let's not forget for the men. Some men are in relationships with women who are miserable and need to move on so that they can go be happy. So it's a two-way street. But at the end of the day, I do think, like you said, people just want companionship, and they just want to have a person that they trust with their shit.
Okay.
I can see that. Well, I can see that.
Well, Doja Cat.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, she wild. She's wild.
Why? So
this ain't the first time she's done this. Lashed out at her fans.
I get it, but I
don't really get it. Like, I don't get the point of. I feel like if she was going through something, she should have not gotten on social media. She should have got that out some other type of way, because she really literally lashed out at her fans, lost 250,000 followers fans. And was telling them shit like, y'all are fucking dumb for following me. You know what I'm saying? Basically. And I just don't see the point of it. Honestly, because you wouldn't be where you are. You wouldn't have the lifestyle that you have. You wouldn't be able to create the music you want to create without the people supporting you. So why shit on the people for what? No matter how fanatic they are, as long as they're not like in your driveway.
She hit them with a little honesty that most fans don't get from artists. That's how they all really feel. But you got to put on that fake face to say, "Hey, I love my fans. It's all because of y'all." Because they all really feel like fuck y'all. That's really how a lot of them feel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. To a degree,
it's a way to say it. It's a way to say it
because it's alienating the people that are paying. I was
kind of shocked at it. Like reading the stuff she was saying, I was just kind of like, "Damn, she's going super hard." Like maybe one comment, she had a few. But then, like, I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, well, how many Instagram followers does she have? And she was like 25 million. And I was like, that's why she feels like that. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all have hyped her up to this point when you was making videos as a cow or whatever that was when you first started. Song. It was all about the fans then. I bet they were super cool. So, that's just how they do you when you get super big sometimes. I just feel like
if she's going through something, she needs to talk it out somewhere.
She's coming into herself as an artist, and I think we see that a lot of time in the artists that come up, they're being controlled. At first, they're not being controlled by the machine. Then the machine gets behind them. Now the machine controls, or at least a period of time where it's dictating the image or the music.
But and why now take that out on people?
We don't know why, because again, we've never existed on that level of stardom or that fandom. And though we would believe or wholeheartedly want to believe that we wouldn't change, you don't know the type of pressure that she's on. So that's why I can say, hey, I understand it. I think you did go a little bit too fucking hard. Yeah. But again, if she still got 25 million followers, what is the 250 that she lost?
I understand that, but I just feel like she could end up on like a downward slope. And the thing is, every artist should have an opportunity to grow and change with the times, with who they are as people, and their artistry is gonna speak to that. We see that all the time. And sometimes, like even when Beyonce's last album first came out, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And then there were 7-8 songs out of the 20 that I grew to love, and I'm grateful because I am a fan of hers. So yes, sometimes it's hard to give artists that we love room to grow, but in this particular case, I feel like she is talking and fighting more about the growth that she wants to have rather than just growing. Like, bitch, just go do your art, and the people who are gonna fall off will fall off. You'll probably gain more because more people will love this version of you, or whatever the case is. Go do your art rather than going on social media rants, because we have seen too many times, in my opinion, where artists can get on social media and say some dumbass shit, dumbass shit, Daniel Caesar, and don't really fully recover from that shit. So why put yourself through that?
Well, here's the thing. In the words of her new single, look at me, are you looking? She asked you motherfuckers, and now you're looking. So it's working for her. It's going to continue to work for her. But the same wave has happened with Jess Hilarious. Made a great fucking statement, but how the shit was delivered. So I think what we're talking about is delivery here.
This is a great topic. Let's get into it.
Jess Hilarious said to the trans woman, you ain't a real woman. and the trans community is up in arms. And as a lesbian woman, I'm sorry, y'all know where I stand on that. I support you. I support your journey, whatever, but she wasn't wrong.
I don't think so either. And I'm probably gonna get people, friends pissed off and all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, you can't tell me that I'm not a woman. Like, you can't decide for me what womanhood is when this is how I was born.
Yeah, I was born this way.
And when you were not born this way, you have transitioned into who you want to be or who you feel like you are. You can't tell me what womanhood is. And like a few people have said, if you want this period, please come get it.
Yeah, I put it out there. The valet trash come at 8. So it'll be outside if you would like it. If you would like the cramps and the mood swings and the bloating, it will be right outside for you, because it's not that we own it. It is just we own it.
Yes.
like what the fuck?
If you were born as a woman and a uterus and you have periods, people who were not born that way can't tell people who were born that way who the fuck they are when it comes to womanhood. They just cannot.
And again,
it just makes no sense.
It goes back to what we spoke about on the earlier podcast with what
Shout out Miko, because she agrees.
What we talked about the sports thing. Like, come on, guys, I get it. You want to be included. I want to be included in the spaces too, but there just some spaces that I'm not welcome, and that's fucking okay. Be okay with not force feeding your life on every single person. And here's the thing: you force feed somebody something, and now you mad that they don't want to eat it.
Right.
They don't have to eat the shit that you're delivering. At the end of the day, you are going through a body transformation. I am super happy that you feel great in your new body. If you do, if you don't, do whatever you need to do. I hope that you're in extensive therapy, because we all need to be in therapy. But at the end of the day, stop trying to make us feel bad, because we are saying to you, a woman is a woman. Period. There's an OG woman, and I'm sorry, I did agree with one of the statements. I can't stand the word cisgender, like, at all. Like,
I'm just a woman.
I'm just a woman. There's no cis in front of that. Like, I'm as aggressive as I can be. At the end of the day, I'm still a fucking woman. There's no cis in front of that. But I also understand that you guys, there's a world of people that need something different. And I know people are gonna hate on what we're saying. We're just speaking from a place of truth. And we're also speaking from a place of saying, hey, just delivered a message. The shit was rude as fuck, but it's just hilarious, my guy.
And I understand, I think the part of what she said where some people are like, or when she talked about, well, where does the delusion end? Yeah. Like, how far are we going to go with the delusion? I understand some people
that was hurtful
being offended by that. But at the end of the day, just being intermingled with that community, I know several people now. But one of my greatest friends in particular who, identified as a man, born a woman, identified as a man. Yeah. And almost went through with, surgeries to complete that transition, and, realized later on, like, oh my God, no, that is not, actually who I am. And she's told me plenty of instances of people that she's helped and dealt with that, don't get the therapy. They just go to these doctors, and the doctor's like, okay, cool, let's do this, rather than going through what is going on in your mind mentally, and do you really want to go through that, and all the shit, all the fucked up stuff that comes along with those surgeries and the hormones and all that stuff, where people be like fucked off and have all kinds of diseases and all kinds of stuff just from going through that process. So whether or not it makes sense. And I know for some people it does make sense, and I'm okay with that. But you don't get to tell me that I'm not a woman, or that, a woman ain't a woman. A person who is born that way is not what that is. Like,
the statement that particular trans woman was making was like just kind of telling, I want to call it an OG woman. You want to tell an OG woman that we don't own certain shit? Yes, the fuck we do. When I was delivered through that canal, I came out with a fucking vagina, period. That's what's there. And I get it. You want one, you have one. I don't fucking know. That's not my business. But I think we just need to, again, get to a space where it's just like this. What you eat don't make me shit.
Period.
And that's okay.
Exactly.
I don't have to agree with your lifestyle. You don't have to agree with my lifestyle. We can agree to disagree, but let's respect one another. Or if we can't respect one another, we don't need to deal with each other.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I'm tired of fucking having a conversation. No, you motherfuckers don't need to be in the sports. I'm gonna say it again. No.
Because it just don't make sense.
You don't see the trans men going out there saying, let me play in the NFL. Okay, that's a different type of aggression. That's a different type of testosterone. So stop playing. We have to understand that as great as science is, it still has its limitations to what it can do, and you can't change some of the things about how this started.
Right.
So Jess was right. Her delivery was wrong.
It was rough. I ain't gonna even call it wrong. Just rough.
Right. Doja Cat, semi-right. But her delivery, wrong. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you guys need to work on your delivery like FedEx needs to.
And USPS particularly.
Yeah, the post office. Work on your delivery like the post office. Please get your shit there on time, and please be prompt. And please be kind.
Be cordial.
At the end of the day, we're going to wrap this shit the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is the Sace.
Have you enjoyed us? We enjoyed you. We're so happy to be back.
I didn't enjoy none of y'all. Y'all ain't bring no lube or nothing. Every time I come here, ain't no pussy here.
We're going to have...
Say that one more time. We got to get guests. For my wife to know. Say it louder.
Every time I come in this house, there's no pussy.
Ain't nothing here, sis. Ain't nothing here, sis. It's fine. It's fine. It's just us.
Listen.
It's fine.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. At the end of the day, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate your patience. We gonna get back on it.
We love you.
I know I've been telling you that. Listen, it was my fault. Listen.
It's fine. It's fine. We're back now.
Yeah.
Follow us at Sace and Soulfly.
Yeah.
Make sure on YouTube. All of that. Share us. Tell the people that we're funny and we talk about good, wholesome things.
Yeah.
Church stuff.
Yeah, church, all the church names. And what's your name again?
Mocha Soulfly. That's MOKAHSOULFLY. Make sure to follow me. And your name is?
Y'all already know. It's already Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Follow Big Daddy at the Alsace. THEALSACE.
Let me be your daddy. I can date your mama and you. Okay, I am at a sweet spot in my life. I can't do that. I'm lying. I can't do none of that. Y'all have a good evening. Sace the Soulfly. Caution, what up?
Shout out. Peace. All over.